Excellent connection. Iko live. Nimepata shortcut. Ishaingia live.
Alright, hello there people of the internet, my name is Bojagero and this is Political Headache. We are talking about the demise of Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister and the ODM leader. I'm in the studio with Odhiambo Otieno, a gentleman that has worked very, very close to Raila Odinga, and I wanted to ask him about this issue. Odhiambo Otieno, how are you doing?
It's a sad morning, of course. We've woken up to the shock of the passing of Raila Odinga, and the country is very, very, very sad. We've lost one who we didn't imagine, we didn't even think of his death as a possibility. So it's a very, very sad, sad morning as we start this talk. Of course, just a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, seated in this studio, I did call out the Director of Communications of Raila Odinga, that is Dennis Onyango, when I cautioned him against careless press releases, branding basically the opposition on an issue of international scale, like Raila's death, or Raila's health back then, sorry, pardon me. It's come full circle, and it is not something to be proud about. It's not time to bicker. It's time for the country to come together and to solemnly mourn with the family of Raila.
I just wanted to, for probably all the people that it's interesting that it is not been officially done by the because I think that Raila is a state officer. Do you consider him a state officer, having been the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya? Is he a state officer? Right. What is the protocol that we are supposed to follow?
Good.
Because even when you read Reuters, just saying that former Prime Minister Odinga has died at the age of 80, a source in Odinga's office told Reuters on Wednesday, without giving further details.
So, Raila Odinga has not been a state officer by the time he had retired, or by the time he left the Prime Minister's office. He became a statesman. He was a state officer by the time he was a Prime Minister, because it was a state asset. After leaving the premiership, then Raila transitioned to a common citizen, but of course of a higher caliber. Those are the ones we refer to as senior citizens. And that, of course, positioned him on the international scale of statesmen of his caliber. The protocol that is normally followed is that because he died outside the country, so it becomes a diplomatic protocol. It's no longer a family issue. Of course, with all sorrow, or with all the issues going on right now, the family, of course, is seated at a very sad place. But the state takes precedence here, and since it has been confirmed that he actually died in India, 9:41 a.m.
9:41 a.m.
India time. When he was having a walk. That is according to the reports that I have seen. No confirmation yet on those reports. We are waiting for the family to discuss or to let us know. But from Opoda Farm, that is his home in Bondo, there is already, the mourning is already going on. There's already, the family is there, the relatives and friends, the journalists who are in that area, specifically my friend Festus Amimo, who is the head of KBC Mayenga, that is the Luo station. I have watched him do a live from location shoot, and that implies that, we have a confirmation that yes, and we wait for the family to speak. It was scheduled that the family would speak at 10.
Okay.
We await for that. But as you asked, in the protocol issues, it is then the hospital, of course, will communicate to the foreign ministry in India. The foreign ministry is the one to then contact the president here.
Really?
Yes, and relay that information.
So Raila went there as a diplomat?
Of course, Raila travels on a diplomatic passport. He doesn't travel on a commoner's passport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably, there are people that for probably sometimes when somebody dies and passes on, people might not know who exactly is Raila Odinga. Those are some of the things that right now we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
So Raila was born Amolo Odinga on the 7th January 1945.
Yeah.
And it is actually been, on Wikipedia, it has been updated to say that he's dead. Did you expect that?
Of course, Wikipedia is always very quick. Wikipedia is always very, very quick.
Yeah. Raila Odinga, 7th January 1945 to 15th October 2025, was a Kenyan politician who served as the Prime Minister from 2008 to 2013. He was the Member of Parliament, MP for Langata constituency from 1992 to 2013 and has been the leader of opposition in Kenya since 2013. He was the leader of Azimio la Umoja. Yeah, Professor Tom Gindo. What can we do? We are live on air, so what can we do? You can just come.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
Let's just proceed.
You can just come here. Raila Odinga. So, do you know about Raila's Langata constituency? Do you remember the Langata constituency issue?
Of course.
Or do you know it offhand? How did he decide that Raila is not going to be vying in Bulan, but vying in Kibra?
What happened back then is that, of course, Honorable Odinga came into elective politics in 1992, and during that time, he was elected as the MP for Langata. He was really actively in politics before.
Yeah.
Remember, he was jailed for about 9 years. By the
9 years?
About 9 years. Yeah, by the repressive regime of President Moi. This is especially after the 1982 coup attempt, where he was, of course, adversely mentioned, and he was detained without trial. That's very, very important to note. So that his history, as much as it's being talked about, it does not leave doubt in terms of how he's perceived or in terms of his legacy. So of course, after being jailed for 9 years, Raila Odinga then, after leaving prison in 1989 or thereabout, proceeded to elective politics, joining his father in the ranks of parliamentarian politics, where then he came and vied for the position of Langata constituency, which was then represented by somebody called Philip Liki. And of course, he outdid Philip Liki, and he became the MP there. During his time, he resigned as a member of the party then that took him in, and he had to go back to the people and seek a fresh mandate, him being the only other politician, or him being the only politician in Kenya who has ever resigned from his party to go and seek a fresh mandate from the people. And that, of course, gave him a lot of positioning in terms of the political scale. And where he stands today, even in his silence, Raila will always be remembered for that bold move, standing with his ideologies and principles of not believing in a particular or in the ideals of a particular party, and then sticking with the ideals of what he believed in, which is what he stood for. And he represented Langata constituency up to when the delimitation happened. This up to 2007 to 8, when he proceeded to become the Prime Minister of the country, Kenya. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to run the news, what the news is saying right now about the exact thing. I want to check. The Nation. I don't know what the Nation is saying. The Nation Kenya. Nation Kenya. I want to see what the Nation is saying. The Nation Kenya. The Nation Kenya is actually live.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're talking about the breaking news of Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga is dead. That is what is on the news. I have not gone to the main page. Let me just go to the main page and see exactly what they have written about it. They are saying that we are live on matters happening now. 6 minutes ago, Fixing the Nation is actually live right now, and they are talking about the fact that Raila is dead. If you go to Kenyans.co.ke, Kenyans.co.ke, I don't know what they are saying, but Kenyans.co.ke. David Maraga has just given a statement. David Maraga is saying that I'm shocked to learn of the demise of Molo Raila Odinga, a patriot, a Pan-Africanist, a Democrat, and a leader who made significant contribution to democracy in Kenya and in Africa. Kenya has lost one of its most formidable leaders who shaped the trajectory of our beloved country. A few people who are talking about the death of Raila Odinga. Let's see what KTN is saying. KTN Kenya is saying. And then it is interesting that all this thing is happening and we are not hearing from the official channels. I would expect that the president would have announced the death of Raila Odinga by now.
There's a procedure that is normally followed again.
Yes, but then why is it that, because I'm thinking that in terms of protocol, if, for example, you expect the New York Times to talk about the president, the death of a president in the United States, without Mr. Trump first announcing?
Of course, they would. American media space is different from our media space.
What is the difference? The media laws and ethics cuts across board.
No. There is the media regimes across the world. We have libertarian media, we have social responsibility media, we have authoritarian media, and we have communism media. All these are media regimes.
Okay.
And in these media regimes, America falls under libertarian media, where they have absolute liberty to talk about anything at any time without any. In fact, in America, you remember, the election is not even called by the electoral commission. They don't even have an electoral commission.
Yeah,
it's called by the media, because the media is absolutely liberal in the United States of America. When you compare to the Kenyan case, we are a very conservative media, which is social responsibility media, where the media has to follow particular protocols that are set or that are laid. What I find to be lacking is the speed.
Yeah.
And of course, by now, everybody's in a state of shock, literally. Everybody's in a state of shock. And of course, the protocols that are being followed. The president must be calling the family, they must be talking, or is actually paying a visit there, and they're agreeing who then announces this death officially. Is it the family or is it the president himself? Now, because Raila at his level is considered to be a state asset, we expect that is the president to officially announce his passing, being that he was now a member of the broad-based government.
Yes.
And the family will be right there. But of course, within the shock period, there's mourning going on. Of course, my former boss, Mama Ida Odinga, may God give her peace.
Yeah.
She must be going through a lot of pain right now. And of course, she's one of the people who's expected to announce to the world what's going on. If she doesn't, in the instant that she doesn't, of course, the leader of the Odinga family, as I've told you before, is Oburu Oginga.
Yeah.
And automatically, it's Oburu Oginga who will then be expected to announce officially this death of Raila Odinga to the public.
But now, how is the official important when the largest media stations in Kenya? Because I'm reading here and seeing that the announcement of a Prime Minister of Kenya should be announced by the President or by the government office responsible for communications or protocol.
It will be the President himself, in the full realization that today Raila, or as at yesterday night, Raila was still a member of the broad-based government and was actually a co-principal. So it is natural that he would be represented, or he would be his death will be announced by the president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and not any other person. So, of course, the family spokesperson will be there. This is Oburu Oginga, and the whole cabal. But you expect a lot of formalities around it. It's not going to be a pedestrian kind of announcement. It's going to be very, very formal.
Do you think that the announcement should be followed by, perhaps what I am thinking is that the announcement is going to be followed by a few more details. For example, if it is the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency the President William Ruto, he would then tell us that Raila has died, and then this is what has killed him, this is the cause of death, and this is what the government is doing from now on. So do you think that those are the things that are going on right now?
So what they may not do is announce the cause of death. It is always because they will need to do a post-mortem to determine the cause of death. So one of the things you expect from the president is the announcement of, it will be a national mourning, of course. So after announcing the death of Raila Odinga, he will tell us that the country moves into a national mourning for 7 days. Flags across government offices and government embassies, or embassies, Kenyan embassies across the world will fly half-mast for the period of the mourning. And of course, Raila Odinga's funeral is going to be a state funeral. That also he has to announce. So those are some of the basics that he will basically, it will be a very short statement. And he could either give it live in person, or he could send out a statement to media houses. But at the stage of Raila and at the time that they were working together, you'd expect that the president would actually do a national press conference, which is possibly happening shortly. I'm trying to see from my communication here, and I'm learning that the president will actually proceed to give that announcement in person. And so it's within a matter of time. Before the president announces it.
We were looking at the history of Raila Odinga. Right. I had read something about him, and I wanted to be asking you questions and also just discussing some of the things that we remember about Raila. So we have talked about that Raila was the MP for Lang'ata between 1992 to 2013. So Raila became actually the Prime Minister on the first the first time he became an MP is immediately after multi-party. Democracy.
After the repeal of the Section
2A of the Constitution.
Then,
Okay. And he has been a leader of the opposition in Kenya since 2013. He was the leader of Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition Party. Odinga has run for president of Kenya 5 times, with none of his attempts being successful. Each time, Odinga has alleged electoral fraud. And this has been a big issue in Kenya, whether a lot of people are saying that whether Raila has always wanted to be president, or whether he has just wanted to, go to the ballot and not become president. But I don't think that that's a discussion that we can have now.
Right.
In 1997, he finished 3rd as the candidate of the National Development Party, NDP.
Yeah.
He threw himself fully in the ring again in 2007. He ran again for the presidency under the Orange Democratic Movement. This is the first time that he's running under Orange Democratic Movement.
Yeah, this is 2007.
2007.
Yeah.
The post that and lost to Mwai Kibaki. So obviously they had together with Mwai Kibaki, they took over power from the former president Daniel Toroitich arap Moi in 2002. And then in 2007, obviously they did not agree on a few issues, or many issues, and then he threw himself in the ring in 2007 on the vehicle of ODM and lost to Mwai Kibaki. In 2013, 2017 and 2022, Odinga was the runner-up as a candidate for the Coalition of Reforms and Democracy CORD, and National Super Alliance NASA, and Azimio la Umoja respectively. After his loss, Raila filed a petition, obviously we know that, against President-elect William Ruto at the Supreme Court of Kenya, and where again he lost. In February 2024, he announced his candidature for the African Union Commission chairperson, but was defeated by Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, correct? In February 2025.
Right.
On 15th October 2025, Odinga died of cardiac arrest. Interesting. that this is coming from Wikipedia.
So the reports that have come, of course, are indicating that he died of cardiac arrest. That is to be confirmed from the post-mortem.
Yeah.
That is preliminary report.
Yeah.
You can only confirm the cause of death after post-mortem is done. And that is why we always go for post-mortem, even for guys who are shot. We always want to know, like, what exactly, what part did it exactly hit? Because maybe somebody was poisoned yesterday, then today he's shot. And then you want to say that, So, of course, they are saying he died of a cardiac arrest as he was taking a walk in India. He went to get Ayurvedic medication, but it was under Ayurvedic medication. He's a great believer of Ayurvedic medication.
What is
Ayurvedic medication or Ayurvedic treatment is where the use of herbs in treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, Raila is one of the biggest, or has always been one of the biggest believers in Ayurvedic medication. His daughter, Rosemary Odinga, herself, you remember sometimes back, was undergoing some difficulty with her sight. And it is this same facility where Raila was a short while ago that he was again with his daughter. Both of them are getting treatment at the same time.
This time round?
Yes, this time round.
His daughter?
Yes, Rosemary Odinga was with him, sorry.
Rosemary Odinga?
In India, yes. Normally you always see Winnie Odinga around the father, but this time it was Rosemary Odinga was accompanying the father to India.
Okay.
Yeah, they always go for this Ayurvedic medication in India. India, of course, is one of the world's best countries in Ayurvedic treatment. Yeah, this is it's basically the use of herbs, just like we use in Africa, but theirs is very, 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 very advanced. Yeah.
So the hospital is called Kothatulakum.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult name. It's a municipality of Kerala, state of India, in the Ernakulam district. It is 32 kilometers south of the district headquarters of Trikarara. He was very much in the interior, and about 156 kilometers north of the state capital. It is so difficult to pronounce that name.
Yeah.
As per 2011 India's census, the place, that region is a very small. I think he's actually in the village.
Yeah.
Where he's getting this treatment. Yeah, because he was in a village of 17,000 people.
That tells you, Ayurvedic treatment is not normally found within the towns, the big towns. It is what you would normally refer to in Kenya as the herbalists. They're very, very far off town in many cases because the herbs must be gotten fresh from the farms. And if it is dried, then it is right there. There's no much processing about it. And normally these people are not medical doctors who are trained, okay? But they always work together with medical doctors for such cases,
Okay. So probably we could go to early life and education.
Yeah, just before we go to the early life, you've said something about 2007 and his presidential bids. It is also important that we clarify that Raila Odinga did not lose 2007 elections. It was contested, and it brought about a very heavy issue in Kenya where over 1,000 people died from the post-election skirmishes, which resulted from the contesting of the results. Of course, the eve of the announcement of the results, Raila was having a 1 million lead over Kibaki. But when people went to sleep and when we woke up, everybody realized that Kibaki was now leading Raila by 1 million votes. It was a statistical impossibility. And that is why it remains as part of the scar, the national scar that we have suffered. And so Raila Odinga actually won 2007. He of course contested 2013, but it's also known amongst political players like ourselves that in 2013 he actually lost fairly. In 2017, it is again in public knowledge that the election was shambolic, and the Supreme Court called out that election. And again in 2022, he lost by a very small margin of 200,000 votes. Yes. Okay. So the ones that are purely contested was 2007 and 2017.
Yeah. So we can go to his early life and education. Raila Odinga was born at the Anglican Church Missionary Society Hospital in Maseno, Kisumu District, Nyanza Province, at the time, on 7th January 1945, to Mary Juma Odinga. So this is the mother.
Yeah.
What do we know about the mother? Because we know about the father, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga.
Mary Juma was the daughter of Joka Amoth. Joka Amoth is where the former governor Cornel Sanga came from, or also the health inspector, not inspector general. It's called the Dr. Amoth. I don't know if they know him from the Ministry of Health. From that family, they're called Jokarwood in Alego. So Mary Juma was, of course, one of the daughters of Jokarwood, and that's where Oginga Odinga got her from. She's the first wife of Oginga Odinga. Remember, Oginga Odinga has about 3 wives. Okay, and Mary was the first one.
Okay. All right, great. His father served as the first vice president of Kenya under President Jomo Kenyatta. He's a member of the Luo ethnic group. That is interesting. He went to Kisumu Union Primary.
Yeah.
Do we still have Kisumu Union?
It's still there.
It is still there. Kisumu Union.
Kisumu Union is still there.
I don't hear much about it.
It's very much functioning. Yeah.
And then he went to Maranda Primary in Bondo, and then Maranda High School.
Yes.
Where he studied until 1962, where he was transferred by his father to Germany.
Yeah.
So then, the question about what Raila did in Germany is very contested. I don't know why it is a contestation. He spent the next 2 years at the Hertha Institution, which trained foreign students in German language and was part of the philosophical faculty at the University of Leipzig in East Germany. He received a scholarship in 1965 sent him to another school which is very difficult to pronounce.
Try and pronounce it.
Technisch.
Yeah, it was a community polytechnic.
Hochschule, Technical College of Magdeburg.
Yeah.
Now part of Ottovon University.
Right.
Yeah, in GDR.
Yeah.
In 1970, he graduated with a certificate in welding. This is the problem. This is what people have been saying, that Raila is a welder. While studying in East Germany during the Cold War as a Kenyan, he was able to visit West Berlin through the checkpoint Charlie. When visiting West Berlin, he used to smuggle goods not available in East Africa and bring them to his friends in East Germany. His business career, Odinga returned to Kenya in 1970, right? And in 1971, he founded the Standard Processing Equipment Construction and Erection Limited, later renamed East African Spectre. It is still there.
So let me tell you a bit about East African Spectre.
Okay.
Because that's where my office was when I was serving Mama Ida Odinga between the years of 2019 up to 2023. East African Spectre is it's called Special Equipment. It's a very long name. Spectre is a word. Is sort of an abbreviation of what Spectra stands for. So initially, the company was fabricating windows, doors, basically construction outputs, like whatever you know as the doors and the windows, etc. Then later on, of course, there was an Asian who was selling a machine that was helping in fabrication of gas cylinders in Uganda. And by then, Raila Odinga had no money to buy this particular machine, and was being sold very cheaply for about 2,000 or 20,000 shillings. This is a story that Mama Ida told me herself.
Okay.
And Mama Ida is the one who actually went and took a loan of the same amount and gave to Raila Odinga. And Raila sold one of his cars then and bought this machine that then they started doing with gas cylinder fabrication. So Spectra International started as basically a fabrication company that does fabrication of gas cylinders. So any gas cylinder you're using in your house today, know that it comes from Raila's company.
Every gas
cylinder that you're using in your home today, it comes from Raila's company. Okay. So recently, about 2022, they then moved. They expanded the plant from the first point where it is now behind Panari Hotel to Kiangombe, where they have an automated plant that processes up to 2,000 gas cylinders in a day. So what Spectra basically does is fabrication, validation, and revalidation of gas cylinders. So what does that mean? Fabrication is basically the manufacturing or the assembly of a gas cylinder.
Yes.
Then it is the fittings, which then test it in terms of its suitability to contain liquid petroleum gas, because it is very, 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 very volatile. Say like that. It's almost a bomb. Okay, so they validate those gas cylinders. Then after any gas cylinder that has been in the market for 8 years is brought back for revalidation. What is revalidation? Revalidation is basically the retesting of this gas cylinder, if it is still functional. If it needs painting, it is repainted. If it needs some repair, it is done. But it's a law that every 8 years, a gas cylinder must leave the market, back to the fabricator, and again back to the market. So that is their main business.
The main business is refabricating.
Is fabrication of gas cylinders. So fabrication is part of fabrication, basically.
Yeah, but they don't sell
gas itself. They don't have gas. They sell the gas cylinder.
And all of them.
All of them in East and Central Africa comes from East African Spectra, especially the big petroleum companies called Rubis, which now produces Afrigas. Initially it was K-Gas, if you remember. Now it produces K-Gas. Talk about Oil Libya, that produces the almost purple gas cylinders. Then talk about which other company? Almost Total takes its gas cylinders from Spectra International. And every other that you can imagine comes basically from Raila Odinga's East African Spectra. So East African Spectra was, of course, founded between him and his father. It was a joint investment. Later on, they brought in Oburu Oginga, who now serves as the chairman of East African Spectra. Later on, he diversified its prospects and went into ethanol production. You remember in Kisumu, there is a molasses plant. The molasses plant, basically what it used to do back then, when the sugar factories were up and running, it would collect the molasses from the sugar companies. Then this molasses would be processed for ethanol. Now, ethanol is what is used to make alcohol, is what is used to make methylated spirits.
Yeah.
It's also used to make surgical spirits that are used in surgery rooms, etc. So ethanol has a very long range of utility.
President Ruto is en route to Karen to condole with the family of the late Raila Odinga. That is breaking news from Citizen right now. Obviously, Citizen News broke the news of Raila Odinga's death 26 minutes ago, only 26 minutes ago. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga dies at 80. So those are the breaking news that we are having. People are sending in their condolences to the family of Raila Odinga, to the supporters of Raila Odinga. Yeah, so, you are telling me a story, yes.
Yeah, so basically, that is what Raila Odinga's company does, amongst others. Raila Odinga also is rumored to be owning, though I realize this, I noted this from my close association with them, the Royal City chains of hotels. This is in Kisumu. Royal City Hotel Milimani, Royal City Hotel, Grand Royal Swiss, and the likes. It has been rumored that he owns that company. He's also been rumored to be owning Chaju Investments Limited, which is a construction company. It's run by one Cornelio Pio, who has been a Raila's associate for a long time. So, of course, that is automatically the reason why it would be rumored as such.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So then in 1982, there was something happened at 3 a.m. on Sunday, 1982. A group of soldiers from the Kenya Air Force, led by Senior Private Hezekiah Ochuka. I don't know what a senior private is, by the way. Senior Private attempted to overthrow the government of the President Daniel Arap Moi. After the failed attempt to overthrow him, President Moi reorganized Kenya's security architecture, stuffing it with his loyalists. Odinga was arrested and charged with treason after being accused of being among the masterminds of 1992 coup. 1982. He was released 6 years later in February 1988, but detained again in August of the same year to be released in June 1989. So that means from 1982 to 1989, that is 7 years.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Odinga was released in obviously 1989, only to be incarcerated again. Then we have the multi-party. At the time of Odinga's departure to Norway, he left for Norway.
Yes, left for Norway. Yeah, when Odinga left for Norway, he, of course, went there in exile. This is after this thing happened, and he was sneaked out by one Archbishop, Zacchaeus Koth, who was the then Archbishop of
Why was he
Kisumu.
sneaked out? Was he not released?
He was sneaked out because Moi's regime was very, 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 very tough on him. Very, very tough on him. And he had to go because, during that time, Moi had become a beast, basically. And he was doing away with any opposition luminary. And Raila, realizing whatever had gone on, he had to get out of the country in a peaceful way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Raila sneaked out through Lake Victoria, and he was sneaked out as a nun, a Catholic nun. Archbishop Zacchaeus Okoth is also my friend. He's still alive and well in Kisumu. He's the one who also told me this story verbatim. This is about 16, 17 months ago, when, of course, we were establishing something at Uzima University. And I remember him telling me that Raila Odinga he snuck, I don't know if that's the right time, snuck Raila Odinga, or sneaked Raila Odinga out of Kenya as a Catholic nun. He gave him the nun's dressing, and Raila was on a mission, and then he was given a passport in Uganda to fly to Norway. And that is how he arrived in Norway and was in exile for some period before he reverted back. During this period, the person who bore the brunt of this whole thing is my friend Mama Ida Odinga. And
how did she bear that?
She bore the brunt because at the initial stages when Raila was jailed without trial, Mama Ida Odinga was then teaching at Kenya High. She's a teacher of geography. She was fired from her career and was ordered out of the institution within minutes, and she had to leave, and nobody was willing to take her in.
As a teacher?
No, not as a teacher, even in terms of where to sleep.
Where, really?
Yeah, Mama Ida didn't have where to sleep. The children were, of course, suffering. She had to, from the daughter-in-law of a vice president to somebody who does not have mbele wala nyuma, at least for some period, it was shaking. It was very, very shaking, very, very shaking, and that made things move differently for her. She later on tried to get a job, and she was employed in the Ministry of Education as an education inspector, but also then again she was removed from that position. The minister then of education was called Olo Aringo, who didn't intervene. And I remember her telling me this is some part of the pain that she has had in her heart for some period, because Olo Aringo was not able to stand for her or for the whole family. And it went on and on until when, imagine your husband or your partner being in prison for 9 years without trial. It was not a very, very easy thing for either of them, of course, and the children. Yeah, especially Winnie being very, very young.
How young was Winnie?
I think Winnie must have been 2 or 3 years old. She was very, very young. Yeah, because Winnie today should be about 34, 5 or 36 today, on the highest, that is. So that means by then she was only about 3 years, actually, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Raila is in Norway, the Forum for Restoration of Democracy movement formed to agitate for the return of multi-democracy to Kenya was in February 1990. Left which year?
To Norway?
Yes. Immediately after?
I think immediately after. This,
that is 7 years?
No. Right from Norway. This is not wrong. Because the onslaught was very heavy on him. Very heavy on him. And I think that is when stuff happened. I'm not certain of the exact dates, but I think it's around that period.
It's around that period. So he did not stay for long in Norway?
No, he didn't stay for long. He didn't stay for long. I think that came for the contested...
because it was released in 1989. Yeah. And in February 1992.
Yeah, and he was contesting.
Yeah, they had to join forward. Yeah. Then led by his father, Jaramogi Odinga. He was elected. Do you think that, because there are so many people who love life, do you think perhaps not to or to harm the son of a former president?
Let's put this in context. Yeah. Raila did not actively participate in the coup itself, but he was rumored again to be part of the team, the transition team. So the soldiers who are there were basically going to announce. Handpick? No. They were going to announce. They were going to do the rough work of announcing that the presidency had shifted and there was a new administration. And this new administration wasn't going to be an absolute new president, no. It was going to be a transition council. In coups worldwide, there is always a transition council. So Raila Odinga was to be part of that transition council, if not that he was already part of the transition council. And at the time that the coup was foiled, then everybody who was in the channel was rounded up. And one of them, who was believed to be one of the people who wanted to be in the transition council, in that demonstration or in that coup, and all of them faced them painfully. Somebody like Ochuka, of course, you know that was hanged. Raila Odinga, of course, there was some peace that was negotiated. Very negotiated, by the way. So much negotiated.
By?
If you remember, this is later on, Dalmas Onyango, the late.
Dalmas Otieno,
sorry, the late, was the then Minister for Trade, and the company was not doing very well. That is Spectrum. It had operated for some period. And Dalmas Otieno went to Dalmas Otieno to ask for a loan from the bank. And that included a loan for such investments. You had to have approval of the minister, and the minister had approval, or had to have approval from the president back then. Saying Dalmas to go and tell Raila, or Jaramogi, one of them, that he has no issue with the politics of Moi. And to say, when they said that, then they got the money. Okay, and Moi then slowed down on Raila and his father. Remember, simply, Raila did not buy this man. He was not present at that married.
He wasn't doing it. Okay. It's still not news. We have not heard from the print. The print is status today in the main. Yeah, just today at State House, now I honor of assenting to 8 bills passed by the National Assembly. He passed the amendment Bill 2024 and Bill of Conservation Management, and passed the bill on misuse and cyber crimes. Others are National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill. With that action, these laws now become part of the Statutes of the Republic of Kenya, reinforcing a collective commitment to address historical injustices, entrench equity and transparency, and our national development and transformational agenda. So those are the things that Ruto is doing this morning. Obviously, yesterday he was. We are proud of your idea. That's what he's saying. We have not anything from the government. We have not had anything from the family, have we?
We haven't had anything from the family yet. As I told you, it's a talk that's being still at this moment. It takes so much for them to gather courage to come and speak.
With Raila Odinga's, the last time we're talking with you about how Raila Odinga family works.
All right.
So
now,
we have the Jaramogi family.
And we have the Raila family.
Yes.
The two are very different. Now, Raila's family, that is Raila and the children, normally, it's Raila who speaks on behalf of them. The Odinga family, in totality, is led by Oburu Oginga, not Raila Odinga. That's what I was telling you last time. And you see, surely, the person who will most certainly speak on behalf of the family will be Oburu Oginga, and not any other person.
Net iko na shida. And to alafu we will wait. So we put the nini. We put the thumbnail.
Okay. Let me talk to this MF.
Ugindo, wacha na.
You talk to him?
Yeah, alisema ukimaliza unaweza mpigia.
Ojienda.
Alikuwa anataka kupia, sijui kama naweza login hapo ndio tu.
Face gani?
Facebook.
Unataka Facebook? You can put both of them, eh?
Yeah. We change it to it.
Nini? Twitter.
Net inasumbua kwa nini? Si amnyinyi ndio mmeweka mahali chini. Msiweke chini, wekeni juu. Mkiweka chini hapo itasumbua. We can put a thumbnail on the other one, eh? Unataka kuchange? Kwa nini?